The frustration that I have is the way that we're not doing anything, and Congress is stuck between Democrats, Republicans, and the lies that they're telling everybody. Just saying things that make feel good, waving flags or talking about jobs without really explaining how we're going to make the changes. When I look at our country's leaders today, I don't like what I see. We can make changes if enough of me and enough of us start becoming the citizen legislatures that we were supposed to be. We didn't want to be represented by any one person, any one branch, any one type of government. We didn't want anybody to have too much power. The power lies within us, and I just want to be one of those people to make sure that that power lies within us, the individual and the people. Not lobbyists, not big companies, not PAC groups that put advertising on and spin truths. I don't want that. Making sure that we write laws and rules that help the common person, the worker, and not just help a corporation. The corporation will be helped when the middle class does grow. Then you win. We need that fresh thought of ideas. We need young people, and I consider myself young with a lot of experience. We need these type of people to move into our government. Enough of us. Get up there and start telling them how you feel. We can make changes, and changes can be made not only here, it's going to be made everywhere all over the world. That's how I feel. That's why I want to run. That's what I feel is important to my grandchildren. I was born 1950 in Camel, Ohio. This is the street that I grew up on. This is Jefferson Street. I can remember all the fathers and grandfathers just walking down here to go to the steel mill. We're Greek descent. My grandfather had come here in the 1920s. He actually worked in the steel mills. This is where we grew up. My 5 grandchildren and 6 children live here in the Youngstown area. This is where I live, and this is where I want to live. It's a beautiful community. After I graduated from Ohio State, 1972, I worked with relatives, uncles. I worked in the painting industry. At the end of 1975, I decided I'm going to start an industrial painting company with my brother and my father. We've been in business for the last 40 years. We're repairing and rehabilitating the large bridges in the United States. I'm very, very much a believer in organized labor. I wanted skilled workers. I wanted to be able to pay those workers a good wage. They get the pensions, they get the health coverage that they need. I've got up in the morning for the last 40 years. I worked very hard at this company. 40 years of working in business is different than 40 years of working in the government. 40 years of working in the government, maybe you don't really see what happens to us out here, what happens to the factories, what happens to our cities. I saw what healthcare cost. I saw what wage cost. I saw what infrastructure spending cost. I see these costs. It's common sense legislation that helps the people. We should be providing for everybody in this country healthcare. Is it socialized medicine? Yeah, part of it. We should not fear it. We should embrace it. Maybe that's a way to bring the cost down. Is it some control over the insurance companies or big corporations? Yep, maybe it is, but we have to bring healthcare to everybody. I'm a firm believer in public education. It should set up our children. It should give them all the tools that they need to become good citizens, lead productive lives for them. There's all sorts of things that we could be teaching the kids, and that should be available to them as they're growing up. Right now, energy for the consumer is still a monopoly. We're talking about energy dependency, but we're doing it in a way that is backward. Right now, all over the world, including the United States, 80% is fossil fuel that we're burning. That's unacceptable. What we have in this country for nuclear power plants are light water reactors. They generate a lot of waste. It's not the best way to burn nuclear fuel. It's going to help the consumer immensely when the government and the nation generates their own electricity. Between the time that solar power and wind power are going to be readily available, we need clean nuclear, state-of-the-art molten salt reactors. We have the technology, a limitless source of electricity. The cost of energy will go down. Look at this. This was a town lined with shops, restaurants. How many cities have this? This was a vibrant community. We just move out and let this go blight. Nothing, no tax base, nothing. This is the land that we really need to reclaim and use. It's a shame. It's here. The infrastructure's here. The rail system's here. The road on the side is here. We're putting new factories on farmland when we still had land here. We've got to be reusing the land. Our zoning laws actually spread us out, and we allowed the inner cities to die. I really do feel that we should zone properly to keep people inside the cities, to allow industries to grow inside the cities. If we continue to spread out the way we're doing, it's just going to hurt us, socially and economically. I don't think we want any administration to take away the laws that we fought so long to make. Our environment is us. This is us. We are part of the earth, the environment, we're all together. We can go into the years to come by embracing science, technology, and understanding what it means. We can make it better for our future generations. We have to do this.